just over here talking, talking. Like I always say, people just be out here saying any old damn thing. All right. Come on, child. One more game.
At least as a man, there's like a 98% chance that
where'd she get that percentage from? She just out here just pulling percentages out of her ass.
She's probably gonna ghost you or move on to a different man. Okay. This tends to perplex a lot of people, and they often ask the question of why. And some people are just so jaded they stop asking why. They just decide that women are just like this and they live with it. But women often see men as ideas, not really who they are as an individual.
Women see men as ideas. Any MSDs know what the fuck she talking about? Because I don't get. Shout out to the shareholder. Shout out to you. He said, "Pop the balloon." What in the hell, child? I hear you. I hear you.
So essentially, if you open up to a woman, you're becoming a real person. You can no longer fit in the confines of the idea, the box that she has placed you in.
In the confines of the ideas of the box that she put you in. Who listens to this, Bueller? Any MSDs listen to this? Please show yourself, because I'm going to have to kick you out, because ain't no way. This is dumb. This don't make no sense whatsoever. But she also 20 some odd years old. And somebody will go and listen to her and say, "Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. Yeah, sis, go, sis. Yeah, sis, go, sis."
It's very similar to like if someone kidnaps you, right? They teach you to make yourself personal, like start telling them facts about you, etc., because it's supposed to be.
That must be stranger kidnapping, because that's not how my kidnapping went. But then there was somebody I knew, so he already knew who I was. She must be talking about not unknown kidnapping. Anybody know about that, Bueller? Anybody? Bueller? Yeah, Switchblade. Switchblade says she's trying to sound intelligent but dumb as hell. Dodge the Trap says she's telling the truth. Do tell, child. Do tell. Help me understand, because I don't understand what she's saying. That don't apply to me. This sounds crazy. Imagine me saying, "Yeah, you open up to me and tell me things, your deepest, darkest secrets, and I'm gonna just leave you." Well, I guess that you wasn't trying to be there to begin with, right? Right? That's what I'm saying. I dodged the trap. Said, "Never tell your pain or struggle to a woman." Well, whatever. Because you think that they're gonna ghost you, or do you think they're gonna use it against you? That's two different things. If you think that they're going to use it against you, I can see that. But she's talking about 98% of women, which would include someone like me. And I know you're going to say, "You can't include you." No, she said 98%, and the odds are that it would include me. And I'm not going to freaking, we don't do that. Stop listening to these bitches, y'all. Come on now. Is anybody listening to this? Child. If you really are saying to use it against you, I'm completely with you. And I don't think 98% of women do that. I don't think so. Child, who are these people? Child, who are these people? This is a child as far as I'm concerned. She probably ain't no old. She probably same age as my youngest child. Do you think that my youngest child don't know shit? She can think that she knows whatever she wants, right? She don't know shit. I see her life and how it's going. I just be like, child, whatever you do, that's on you, boo. I know people think that I don't, but I promise you I do. I allow them to make their own decisions and be held accountable for it. When it gets to be too much, they'll come back, and then they got to hear my mouth. And that's why they don't come back, because they don't want to hear my mouth. So do you, boo. I'm going to let you do you. Those kids better not be hurt. That's all I ever say. Those kids better not get hurt from both of them. That's all I care about at this point is my grandchildren.
Be less likely that they end up murdering you or harming you because they can actually see you as a real person. Humanizing yourself, right? Yeah, if you open up to...
Child. Hold on, y'all. Oh, Lord, help your people. Lord, help your people. Shout out to Reaper that sent me the video for the Marvin Sapp. I appreciate you. Done. And he also sent me some of the giggity stuff, child. I appreciate you. Thank you for all of your MSG help. Shout out to the MSGs. Okay. Y'all. Only y'all, okay? Shout out to 1.2 that's going to be saying that I differentiate. I do differentiate, and I think that we need to be differentiated. I'm going to differentiate myself, child. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what these bitches say. I'm just saying. Live in Real Life said, thank you, Messy. I'm vulnerable ATM. You're a vulnerable ATM? Tell me what that means. Tell me what that means. Shout out to 1.2. Appreciate you. He said triggered on 98%, but not y'all. Not y'all. But y'all. Listen, I'm not triggered at all. All I'm saying is that some of y'all be lumping us all in together, and I'm going to make sure that I differentiate because this sounds crazy. This sounds crazy, what she's saying. And who the fuck believes that? Who the fuck would listen to her? What life experience does this woman have that anyone would freaking listen to her anyway, except a bunch of dumb bitches that are her age? No shade, my kids would listen to her. Allegedly. Hopefully they're not that silly. Welcome the MSG King.
Yo.
Can I help you? Can I help you?
Yes, you can.
What
Start this video over.
It's about to start over. I was waiting for you.
ATM is at the moment, by the way, love.
Oh shit.
Not a vulnerable money machine.
All right, listen, y'all. Listen, don't get mad at me. I'm old, okay? I don't be knowing. All right, that's why I'm here. Y'all got to help me out. I tell you what I don't know. I tell you what I do know, but I have no problem telling you what I don't know. All right.
Yeah,
so shout out to at this moment, because child, I most certainly thought the fucking ATM.
A lot of this shit I learned from my baby.
I'm sorry.
This shit I be learning from my baby. When she texts me or some shit, I just use the context clues to try to figure out what she really saying.
Oh, you mean the acronyms and whatnot.
Yeah, it's because of the context of the conversation. I kind of figure out what she's alluding to or what she's trying to say. Like she don't say all right. She says ALR.
ALR.
All right. It means all right. It's like RN means right now. They weird. They text differently. They talk completely different. They talk in code.
To a woman, at least as a man, there's like a 98% chance that she's probably gonna ghost you or move on to a different man. Okay. This tends to perplex a lot of people, and they often ask the question of why. And some people are just so jaded they stop asking why. They just decide that women are just like this and they live with it. But women often see men as ideas, not really who they are as an individual. So essentially, if you open up to a woman, you're becoming a real person. You can no longer fit in the confines of the idea, the box that she has placed you in. It's very similar to like if someone kidnaps you, right? They teach you to make yourself personal, like start telling them facts about you, etc., because it's supposed to be less likely that they end up murdering you or harming you because they can actually see you as a real person. Humanizing yourself, right? Yeah. If you
if Watch Gamer is in here, shout out to you if I missed you. I appreciate you. Always good to see you. Gone.
She's not wrong. She went off the rails, but the beginning she was absolutely right.
Well, you see it your way, I see it mine.
In the beginning, she's absolutely right.
She said that 98% of women will leave a man if he starts to open up to them. That's bullshit.
That number's too high. I agree with you on that one. That number's way too high.
Because these people just be on here talking.
That number is way too high.
That's why I said I would be included in the 98% at 98%. And I'm telling you that that's not true.
Right.
And people always say something with these numbers with no, where did you get this from? She pulled the shit out of her ass.
Yeah, that number is way too high.
I don't disagree that it might be the case that it might happen to some people. So, and then if like whoever said, I'm sorry, I forget. But if you think that they would use it against you, whoever said that, I believe that for sure. Go ahead.
No, it's this is the thing about how I get down, right? You have to have a substantial standing in my life, if that makes sense. this can't be the first date and I tell you about the things that happened to me when I was a youth.
Right, that too. Let's understand that part. But if
Right.
you're looking at her, I'm putting her at under 30. First of all, I don't know why people are taking life advice from people that have a 20 anything in their name, but that's just me. So if you want to listen to her with no basis except for this is just what she said, and that's what they do over on TikTok, and then you're going to follow it, then that's why there's so many problems and issues with relationships.
Yep.
In addition to it, and people that do that.
Yeah. Yes. It's the same way. It's kind of like people tend to lack discernment and have a tendency to make bad decisions. It's the same thing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I was saying was, it's just the same thing when you hear some shit from me, from you, TLA, AV, Medium, motherfucking O'Shea, MTR, Corey, whoever you hear it from, you still gotta filter this shit through your brain.
Exactly.
You still gotta use your filters. You smell me?
I agree. But
So
go ahead.
So I don't get it where people can't just say, well, that don't sound too correct, or that sounds a little jaded, or that sounds a little bit skewed. You smell me?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not filtering the information out properly. And that's exactly that's exactly what the fuck happens, honestly.
That people don't do their own research, basically.
Pretty much.
I say that all the time. No, nobody has to listen to me. This is just me, my thoughts and my opinions. But I also refer plenty of places to go and do to find the fuck out. It's not my job to do that for anybody. Fuck y'all, not y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, either you're going to just this is like blindly listening to blogs. I say that too. Even a lot of the stuff that I get from the blogs, and now just Instagram. Period. Like this was sent to me. But I'm just saying, if I go to what they say, and sometimes I just go ahead and go with it because it doesn't matter at the end of the day, or I will go and find the whole thing, and then we can talk about it at that point. I don't just look at them saying Donald Trump, for the most part, said and did this and be like, oh, that whole racist. No, I don't, because they're there to rile that flame up. But I can then go, oh, shit, let me see what really happened and get the full context. People don't do that. I can see, but that's why I started reading comments, because people just go by what they say. I don't comment on much on the internet. I just don't feel the need to. I would just bring it to y'all and we can just talk about it.
Boom. That's it right there.
Now, I agree. Sorry, let me go ahead and acknowledge
go.
Because she's like, shout out to my girl. She said, first time my husband opened up to me, I felt special because it's not something you see often. The difference is a man who cries and does nothing about it. So I agree with her. And that's my experience. And that's what I'm saying, because I wouldn't. Because I look at something like that. Like, if you are going to be willing to share something with me, the odds are I'm also sharing something with you too. Why would I do that? Even so, I know people are like, oh, until you break up, or until somebody is mad and upset. So then when people get upset, then they want to, toss your business out there. Right. I also think that you should be, not you, but people should be able to figure out if you're dealing with this girl or you're dealing with a nightjade. Right? Why are you confiding life into this I'll give her 26-year-old and telling her anything? Y'all not making that type of discernment? Whereas someone like my girl, I'm pretty sure that you can talk to her and get to know her and be like, all right, she ain't a vindictive biatch. I can go ahead and confide in her. And then if we break up, she's not going to be out here blasting my life.
Right.
We're responsible to learn that as well.
Right.
That's just my thought.
No, you're right. And this is exactly why you're right. We just talked about 2 minutes ago, we talked about discernment and filtering things out, right? Same skill you have to use to know who the fuck you talking to. You have to know what you could talk to somebody about, in a sense. So let's say you put them on oppositions, right? You say Nightjade stands here and a girl stands here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. You will figure out if you could tell the young girl the deepest parts of yourself, right? And then she takes it and vaults it,
Takes it in what?
puts it in her vault, and never be spoken about again. She would take it, decipher it down for herself, either A, to help you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be aware that these things might be triggers for you, right? To stay away from these things to help the relationship move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Nightjade is saying that she received what was given to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not and she took it in. For one, she said she took it as her feeling special to hear that her husband trusted her enough with the things that's deep inside of him for him to give it to her and trust her to have this information and have this knowledge and have this experience about him and not use it in a vindictive, evil way. But at the same time, the person that opens up their mouth and shares it is absolutely culpable at the same time.
As a real person, humanizing yourself, right? Yeah, don't humanize yourself with a woman, especially in the early stages of being in a relationship with her, whether that's dating or whatever, because she still needs time to feel a certain way about you before she starts accepting that you are no longer an idea, you are actually an individual. As a real person, human.
Go ahead.
She's not off. The number's too high though.
Well, the number is definitely too high. I think maybe she's right. Maybe she's right in some aspects to some small ass percentage. However, if your ass is out here confiding into somebody that you don't know, that's your fucking fault. That's your fucking fault. If you had a problem with it, like when she started talking about the kidnapping, I didn't told y'all that I've been kidnapped. If I didn't want anybody to know it, then I wouldn't talk about it, and I would be an asshole, right? It's not a big deal. I don't have a problem with sharing something like that. But there's other things that I'm clearly not going to bring out here on this internet. If you can't figure that out, especially as people who are out here dealing with people, y'all, we up here talking about this shit almost weekly. I'll say weekly about this relationship shit and how these people feel and how these, people are acting and what they're saying and taking this advice from TikTok and taking this stupid ass advice from people that don't really have any life experience, don't make any sense, just talking, no reference. And y'all still dealing with those people and telling them shit that you, one, might want to take to your grave, and two, just shit that you shouldn't be confiding in people like that, especially if all you're trying to do is knock them off. You're an idiot. I said it. I meant it. Go ahead.
She's mixing two things that don't go together. Right? It's the vulnerability part. When you constantly hear, I want emotional intelligence, right? I want a man that's vulnerable and that could share. They don't want that shit.
Who don't want that shit?
Women really do not want to hear that shit, to be honest.
Hear what?
Men complain and talk about their fucking issues. Don't. Now, if I share something with you,
hold on. You're going to complain about me, though.
Am I going to complain about you?
Yeah. You're going to have no problem complaining about me, though.
Me complain about, I'll complain about you.
I'm not even saying you in particular. I'm just saying, but you're going to have no problem with complaining about me, though. But okay. you don't want to, tell me, what it is that you might be struggling with.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's just not a man thing.
I don't disagree with you.
We just deal with the fuck that cards we've been dealt, right? We figure it the fuck out, because at the end of the day, bills need to be paid, kids need to be taken to school, card note need to be fucking sent, insurance got to. So what the fuck am I sitting here talking about this shit for when I could just go fucking figure it the fuck out and get the solution done, and we keep on rolling smooth?
I'm assuming she's talking about relationships, though. And I don't disagree with you, because I only recently found out that Mr. Messy felt some kind of way when I said it's time for us to buy another house. And I didn't know. He never said anything about it until, 4 houses in. But he said, I was scared that we couldn't afford it. I was scared that that's additional responsibility and money and all that type of stuff that we had to do. He said, but you wanted it. So I did it and just went along with it. Never said a word to me at all. Okay. He could have, but he chose not to. So I don't disagree with you. But how I hear it from her, we're talking about, so you start talking to someone and they tell you something, and then a woman's just gonna run away like a crazy person, and just run away. That's what she's saying. That's what I'm hearing from her.
Right.
If it's somebody that you care about, and I hope you know that, whoever, then you know that they're not going to be running away like an idiot. This sounds childish to me. But again, I'm a different generation, we'll call it.
It sounds childish to you because how you give it up, right? Is that once you lock in with somebody, you actually lock in. So I don't know if you was here for this conversation that we had over here by me, but we were talking about woman's responsibility and woman's protection. Women protect men in a certain way, right? And we talked about it in the sense of her behavior, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other sense of it, a woman's protection to a man is comprehending the fact that he's a man already, and he has things going on. You could protect your man by being silent and supporting him, not asking the question, why your fucking face so twist up? Why the fuck you angry? Just be like, yo, Big Daddy, whatever the fuck you got going on, trust and believe. We're gonna figure it out together. We don't have to talk about it, but know that I'm here and I got you for whatever the fuck it is. I'm gonna keep doing my part. Right. You could instill. You could give him that extra piece that he just might need to hear. Y'all do that type of shit. You, Night Jade, that's the shit that y'all talking about doing, right? What she's saying is this: women that aren't like y'all will use this as ammunition and will look at men less than when they say, yo, you know what? This perfect scenario. When Mr. Messy, big salute to the MSG General, when he told you years down the line, that he was a little bit worried about getting the other crib, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know about it.
Mm-mm.
That's what men do. We just sit there and we cycle shit in our brain to figure out the solution, not necessarily sit there and talk about the fucking problem.
I agree.
Even though you have opened up the doors, right?
Yeah.
For conversation.
Correct.
Him saying I'm scared and I'm worried is a vulnerable part for him.
Right.
You dig it?
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's anything to be embarrassed about.
Okay.
But I understand a little bit with regard to confiding in the wrong people. I'll say it like that. Maybe it's confiding too soon. Like I don't mind listening. I would be honestly, I would be amazed. Like if he came and said, "Oh my God, I was like for something going on right now."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously with the physical stuff, which you know about, that you can't get around it. You know what I mean? And can you if something like, you know what's going on. So if something like that happened to any man around here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they called this person that was on the screen to say, "Come help me."
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she would do it.
I agree.
I don't think that person would do it. So then you guys should know, in my opinion, the difference between a her and a me and a Jade and a Nicole and a Mona.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
Boom.
And I know I Dodged the Trap said earlier that there's few of us. I don't believe that. I'm not dating them, so I don't know. But because you already know how I feel about most women anyway. Y'all know how I feel about most women anyway. But I have to believe that is not as many as, y'all like to say it is.
They know better than to feed me anything, because I do not care.